Welcome to another Python tutorial. In this tutorial, I will be covering HTTP GET and POST request in Python, and we will be demonstrating this concept with some examples. So we will cover how to download an image, and we will also see how we can pass an argument to a request, and also we will see how we can perform a POST request to a particular route, and then we will learn how to obtain a JSON response to a more dynamic operation. So what is HTTP? It is basically a hypertext transfer protocol, and the request is done by a client and the response is made by the server. For example, if you want to search something on Google, okay, I will give you an example here. So what happens is that when you go to google.com, and here if you search something like dog or cat, so this is the HTTP request which is sent to the server, right? So I am shown the pictures of dogs over here, right? So the libraries in Python which is used for making HTTP requests are pretty simple, and I will be covering one of the popular library which is called requests library. So first of all, I will install this in my virtual environment. So first step first, I will activate my virtual environment, which is located over here. So my virtual environment is activated, and then I will just go to that SAM folder, and then I will create a directory over here, HTTP request, right? So here I will install this module called requests. It is used for making GET and POST requests, right? So it is already installed in my system. Now I will open this folder, and I will make a file of Python over here, right? So the first thing which I will do over here is I will make a HTTP GET request, and I will be making a request to a website, and from there I will be getting a response. So I will import this requests library, and I will just say that get me data from something like I will just go for like Google. Okay, I'm just gonna save this, and now I'm just gonna print the response, which will be in a text form, right? And it will be printed in my console. So let me clear this screen. I will write Python HTTP request, and after some time, as you can see, in just few seconds I have returned the HTML content of google.com, right? Right now this is not useful for us because it has returned me the HTML response, but let's suppose if you are working on some JSON routes which return JSON object, so this thing will be more meaningful. Okay, so this response return me few things which are beneficial for the developer. The first thing is called the status code, and it is used just to ensure that the request which is made to the server is successfully uh, programmatically evaluated over there or not. Like, let's suppose if I want to just check the status code, okay, and I see over here, so I'm getting 200, which means that the request has been successfully done by like the response has been successfully sent by the server. 200 means okay, right? Also, you can check the headers, like let's suppose what kind of headers I'm sending. So these are the headers which are going from my client to the server, right? These are beneficial because it tells you that uh, what kind of content type you are uh, requesting from the server, and what will be the content length, and is it same origin. All of this information is present in the headers, you can say variable, okay, the property of this response. But let's suppose if I'm just, it's basically a dictionary, and let's suppose if I'm interested in only getting the content type, so I will just check, and as you can see that I am getting the response as a text HTML, and the character set is ISO 8859. So sometimes these informations are necessary for developers while they are working on different projects. Now we will see how we can download an image from a certain URL and storing this image using the GET request into our system, right? So for example, I will just go to Google, and let's suppose I'm interested in downloading a picture of a dog programmatically, right? And I'm just gonna go here. It's basically a very long URL. Let me find a shorter one. Okay, just go there. Right, I think this one is fine. Let me just verify this if it can be easily accessible. This one is fine, this thing, okay. Alright, so let's suppose if I want to download this image programmatically using the get request. So what I'm gonna do, it's really simple. All I have to do is I have to make a request to this URL, right? I'm just gonna paste it over here, and after that I have to just download this as a file, okay, and it will be stored in my local system, okay. So what I'm gonna do here is with open, and here I will say that store this file as a doc, and I will pass on few parameters, and here I just have to write the content which I have received from the server, right? So this this image will be stored in my system with the name of dog.jpg, and it will be displayed over here. So let me run this. And it's done, and as you can see, the dog image has been downloaded. You can download anything, and for example, if you are downloading a file, for example, I'm downloading a PDF file. So let's suppose a simple PDF file is located somewhere on the server. See, I want to download this PDF file. So what I have to do, I will just paste the link over here. Okay, I will just replace the extension with the PDF, and I will just save this, and if everything is done, so it will be displayed that PDF file is downloaded. Okay, PDF file is downloaded, and as you can see, PDF file is downloaded. You can open this in your system. So now we will see how we can pass an argument to the GET request, because most of the time we will be requesting data from the API, and we will be sending few parameters. So for this purpose, like for example, let me give you an example. For example, I want to make a request to http://bin.org, and the key value pair looks like this. Okay, so this is my route, and these are my arguments which will be passed to the server. These can be as many keys and values, and it doesn't matter, like you can say key2 equals to value2, and the list can go on, right? So now my goal is to make an HTTP GET request to this route, and how I'm going to do this. For example, I want to pass like my first name, last name, and email address to the http://bin.org, and I'm just gonna like see how I'm gonna pass this as a GET request to the HTTP bin. So it's really simple, like I will say my data is something like first name and last name, and so I want to send this data to GET request. How I'm gonna do this? Same as usual, and here I have to pass this to http://bin.org, and here I have to perform a GET request. Okay, and the params which I will pass over here is something like the data which I'm passing to the server, right? So there are two things now: the route where I'm sending the data, and the parameters which will be in the form of data processed by this route. Okay, so first let me check what I'm gonna get back, and what is the URL. Okay, I'm just gonna clear this. I'm just gonna run this, and as you can see that I have successfully passed the arguments to the route, and it has given me the URL where the data has been passed, right? The origin is like my IP address, which is like my computer which is sending the data, and these are few of the data which has been passed from my client to the server. Okay, so as you have seen that how you can make the HTTP GET request, now we will see how we can make the POST requests, which is usually in the form of form data. As you can see, for example, you log into a website like Facebook, Instagram or something, so the email address, username and passwords which you pass on is the form data. Okay, these are called form data. So let's suppose if I'm like passing some form data to a route, so I'm going to do how I'm going to do this. It's also really simple, something like my username and password, and that's enough. Form data, and now I'm just gonna make post request, and here I will pass on the data as a form data, right? Once this form data is passed, then I will see what is the response I am getting from the server. As you can see, it has like successfully processed the form data. My username was sent and the password, and the content type here is form URL encoded, which means that this is a post request. Okay, so this is how you can send the post request. And if you are interested in getting the JSON response back, so instead of the text you can say JSON. So okay, I have to so now instead of a complete text I have got the JSON response which I can parse using different libraries easily. And this JSON request is a key value pair, and for example if I'm interested in only getting the form related data, so what I can do here, I can say the dictionary, and from here I will say that get me just the form related JSON object. Okay, see, I have got only the form related data which I have passed. So you can get any data using this dictionary. So we have seen how we can make the get and post request, and hopefully you have understood the whole concept. Like we have downloaded a simple image, a PDF file, we have made a get request to the route, this one. You can create your own route using Postman or your own API, and everything is just same as I have shown over here. You have to use this request library. It's pretty easy to use in different applications, and based upon a certain responses you can dynamically handle uh, different operations. So if you have liked this video, please share it with your friends, and please leave a comment if you haven't understood anything, and I will answer you in the comment section. Please like this video, subscribe to my channel, and I will catch you up guys in the next videos. Thank you.